Microtech for now for about 3 years. I got the first view of this apartment from a friend of ours who said that the Microtech group was coming up. This was their first project. And since I've had a chance to invest in real estate in Gurgaon, I wanted to look at a new project. And given the history of the group, the fact that they have a very successful business, and typically when you put up a first project, you obviously make sure that you do it very well. I had a chance to invest in the Microtech Greenburg project about 3 years back, and I've so far had a very good experience with them. At the time I was looking at what are the various options in Gurgaon, and I was told about this project, and I believe this was the first project of the group. They had a very good track record, and it seemed like a good investment to make. So when I first went and met the people at Microtech, including the CEO, I got a very positive vibe from them in terms of what they wanted to do. So I spent some time with them, understood the project, and it was more for investment purpose at that point in time. And then I started looking at the specifications, and they seemed to be very impressive. I also looked at the fact that they were bringing in L&T as their partner for construction, and L&T obviously is a very reputed organization. And that to me itself was a very important thing in their favor. So I went ahead with my decision of investing with them. I took up an apartment in one of their towers. And so far I've had a very good experience. The project is on time. It's scheduled to be given in mid or early 2017. And this is what they committed. They were the first company among many other companies at that time who actually made a firm commitment on the timeline for the project, which was very good to see. I was also very impressed by the contract which I saw, and this is at the time when contracts were very builder centric, right? They were not as customer centric. So for the first time I remember seeing in the contract there was an escalation of penalty, that if you did not get the house within a certain period, you would be paid X penalty, and that penalty actually increased. So in a way, the builder was taking ownership for giving you the house on time. And which was a very refreshing thing for me, at least, because I had in the past invested with very prominent builders in Gurgaon, and as many of us know, Gurgaon hasn't had a fantastic reputation of delivering on time in the past. So that was one of the other things which impressed me about Microtech. My journey over the last 3 years has been pretty okay, because the project's been on time, everything is running on track. The other thing which I must highlight is the CRM newsletters which Microtech sends, which was also pretty unique for me because I had not got that from the other builders I had invested in. You get a very clear picture of where your flat is, what stage of building it is at, what's the likely stage of completion of a particular activity. And this comes in a very predefined way, I think once every quarter to you. So you are reasonably updated, and especially for buyers who are probably not based in Gurgaon, who can't go and physically see the site, this can be a great benefit for them because they get a pretty realistic picture. I of course had the privilege of going and seeing the site 2 or 3 times. I could see a lot of people in action most of the time there, and there's work which is happening at a pretty good pace. So I really felt that as an organization they are really committed to delivering this project well, delivering it on time, and hopefully of the quality which they have committed. And the interactions with the team has been very good. Their customer service teams are very responsive. Their finance and accounts team are very responsive. There is very clear way of making your payments and getting receipts and your TDS along with that. So far the experience has been very positive. And I'm hoping for all the other buyers who have invested or who are planning to invest, this will turn out to be a good project as I see it for myself. So I wish Microtech Greenburg all the very best, and I hope that they are able to deliver what they have promised. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Karthik. I am a consultant with the World Bank and a proud owner of a Microtech unit at Greenburg. And yeah, my mom.
Archana Pental, I'm the headmistress of DPS Vasant Vihar Junior School of DPS RK Puram. Jointly owning property with my son.
Yeah, so I mean, we guys dropped into Microtech about 1.5 years ago, and at that time, the unit we picked up, that tower, all we saw was a pit site, right? They hadn't started constructing, And now there have been times when I've been calling their CRM up and I've been joking. I said that, listen, I've gone for a possession link plan. It's a really fancy thing, but I need an assurance that you're not actually going to land up delivering before the date when you promised you'll deliver, because I'm planning accordingly. So much so that within 8 months I think the tower was ready, and as of today they're already fitting and putting. They're finishing up units. In fact, I just got to know the other day that it happens to be my tower which is also being taken up for show units for some of the other sizes flats which are not available in the sample flat. They're different sizes. They're finishing them up. So yeah, the pace is incredible. They're going as per plan. The progress, we are well informed. And as I said, my worry is actually the other way around. We're actually worried that they'll end up delivering before time rather than delaying. So it's a very interesting experience, and I do suggest that you should actually go see it once.
Yeah. And I think one needs to also know that this is being constructed by Larsen and Toubro, which is a known company. And having been on the site, I'm fully convinced about the material being used. I'm sure once you have a unit there, which is in the new Gurgaon area, the property value is going to appreciate. It's going to have a new township with all facilities coming up there. Whether it be the schools, since I'm a teacher, my interests are that 4 years down, I would want to be teaching in a school there even after my retirement, and I see some hope and some possibilities. So definitely gated apartment societies are to be taken these days, more so because of security threats now in Delhi. People are moving to gated apartments. So I think all in all, we actually weighed the pros and cons, and we thought that yes, it's a good decision, and I would suggest anybody who goes for it will not regret it for lifetime.
There are absolutely. You should just drop in and see. Don't just sit there watching us talk to you. Just go drop in and see the actual flat, see the location, see the construction quality, and I don't think you need anybody else's wisdom or advice on it.
Certification, yes.
Perfect.
You wouldn't.
Perfect. All right.
Thank you so much.
So I think perhaps one of the very few builders which we have seen specifically in terms of being quite transparent. I think we'll start with in terms of the journey when we first picked up this investment. Of course, it was word of mouth from a very close friend when we visited the site, and specifically in terms of, we're quite surprised to see the progress in terms of the license as well as in terms of the pace of construction which had already started when the property was formally launched. So I think that was something which was quite impressive. The other thing which has been throughout the journey is the regular updates. Fortunately, unfortunately, we do have some other investments where we feel quite struggled to get a sense as to where it is, what's happening, which floor is it, and those kind of things get taken care by Microtech. At least for this Greenburg one, we can clearly see that.
In fact, the updates have been so regular and so comprehensive that we have not visited even once to the site, because we feel that we are getting such regular updates that it's not required to go there and see what is exactly going on. However, one of the things I feel can be added to the updates is on how comprehensive is the ecosystem of outside the society. So that is something that I look forward to.
I guess I think really looking forward to when the possession starts. At least the way the progress is being tracked. Again, I would sort of give full points to Microtech for that virtually sticking to their words in terms of the construction pace and the possession delivery. Again, as I was saying, I'm trying to actually compare it with some other investment that we have where we see a super lag and a super delay, and unfortunately still no updates from that particular builder. Vis-a-vis out here we seeing that almost there on same time as what was promised initially, at the at the time of when we picked up signing of this property. So we're really looking forward. It should come out pretty well as the brochure said, as what was promised.
So staying on Sona Road, very close by here on Golf Course Road, even on Sector 63 Road, there are so many friends who are struggling with their investments that it was very scary for us to make a decision to which property to invest in. We did our round of R&D and trying to look around and make sure that we are investing our lifetime savings into something which is going to pay us back the way we want. So Greenburg has been a very thought through decision, and I think it has, with the current updates that we've gotten, we are highly satisfied that since the project is coming up on time and the quality as the brochure said is being used, this is a big relief to us.
I think one of the biggest thing is perhaps the usage of L&T from the day one kind of a thing. We've seen the kind of quality standards they maintain, the process that they follow for construction. I think that also adds on to that assurance.
Another one of the first with Greenburg was the use of technology, the way it was explained to us, and the construction itself. That I felt was one of the first that I heard, and I would like to I would like to believe in the brand name because of the technology being used by them for the quality of construction that they're coming up with.
Hi, I'm Yogita Das, and today I would like to share my experience of buying my first ever dream house with Greenburg, Microtech Greenburg. So we started our search almost 4 years ago when me and my husband, we decided that we want to buy our first ever dream house in Gurgaon. And Gurgaon, as we all know, is a very, very expensive place wherein to buy a house here in Gurgaon within your budgets, and at the same time, something which is giving you a luxurious lifestyle. It's a very difficult combination to achieve in Gurgaon. But when we started our search and when we saw various projects in Gurgaon, going from one location to the another, going from one direction to the another, we definitely had come across a lot of obstacles, and we came across so many projects wherein either the quality was absolutely pathetic, it was absolutely down market, and the rates were so high, the skyrocketing prices, wherein somewhere down the line we were just not getting the satisfaction that we were looking at. And after a good drilling of 4 years search, we came across Mr. Baldev. He's one of the persons who helped us to come across a property like Microtech Greenburg in Gurgaon Sector 86. Though we had certain apprehensions of going towards that side of Gurgaon, but when he pleased us, he told us that at least we can go and have a look at that project. There's no harm in going and just seeing the project. So we decided to move on with him, and we went and saw the project, and we were just awestruck when we saw the project the first time ever. We were awestruck because we just saw a house size of 1850 square feet, and then we moved on to another size which was 2285 square feet, and at the very first go, me and my husband, it just clicked us that this is something what we were looking at, be it quality, be it infrastructure, be it the kind of luxurious lifestyle that Microtech Greenburg was offering. So it was something which we thought that this is the place where we really can live our dreams, and our dreams can come true with this kind of property if we really buy it. After coming back home, me and my husband, we sat and we discussed about the project for hours and hours and hours and hours, and the kind of booklets that we had carried from there with us. We kept flipping through the pages, looking at the facilities that Microtech Greenburg had to offer us, and because it's not a decision that one can make in just one night, so we again wanted to visit the site, and the number of times we wanted to visit the site, we just went there and we visited the sites, and then we came across the senior most person of the organization, which is Mr. Gurjeet Singh. He's the vice president of the company, and when we sat with him, I just went there with a list of my questionnaire, wherein I was bombarding him with the n number of questions that how this, why that, why not this, why not that, why should I only buy your project, and very coolly, calmly Mr. Gurjeet had handled all my queries, and he definitely was available at just one go to answer all my questions and my husband's questions that we had for their project, because Microtech Greenburg was their first ever project of the Microtech company, so we definitely had certain apprehensions, but the way they had answered our queries, it was completely satisfactory, and that is where we decided step by step that yes, this is the place where we can go ahead and buy the project. More than anything, the kind of quality infrastructure, the kind of technology that's been used in making up Microtech Greenburg is migrant technology, and this is the first time ever we heard of some kind of this technology which says that there's not going to be any kind of seepage in the houses, and it's very quick, it's going to keep your walls more stronger than the regular walls. And then there was the L&T construction which was involved. So that was the first ever thing which drew a lot of our attention towards the project, which says that when there is L&T, I'm sure they're going to give you the most quality project ever. So when we came back home, we just again went through and wanted to find out the details of the different kind of technologies, international technologies that this project was using, and then it was to our satisfaction that yes, the kind of amount that we just wanted to pay for this project was definitely in our budgets, the first go, and secondly, getting an international facility, getting a luxurious lifestyle at the same time was something which we were getting in our budgets. The third most important thing of the Microtech Greenburg organization as an organization is the transparency, the regular updates, the different kind of initiatives that the company takes wherein they bring in all their end users, buyers under one roof, where they get chance to interact with each other, where they get opportunities to speak to each other. There is no hide and seek policy that they've ever played. They've lived up to each and every word, and the best thing that they talk about is the on-time deliveries, wherein we know in Gurgaon, I mean, I've been staying here for so many years now, and I see so many different companies wherein they fail to deliver the projects not only by 1 or 2 years but by years and years. But here when Microtech Greenburg, when we talk about it, says that we will deliver our project on time in the year 2017 beginning, and that's the word of Microtech Greenburg which helped us take us a quick decision that yes, this is the place where we want to live our dream come true. So this is the place where we have invested our hard-earned money with a complete faith in God and a complete faith in Microtech Greenburg, the owners of the Greenburg, the owners of the project, and Mr. Gurjeet Singh, who plays a very important role, a very key important role in the organization, who is definitely leading the whole project with his own hard work and bringing the faith in us as buyers that this is the place that yes, where you will live your dreams come true for sure. Lastly, I just would like to say that जब ग्रीनबर्ग का प्रोजेक्ट मैंने ले लिया है तो मेरे मन में बस एक ही ख्याल आता है मुझे मिला सुकून यहाँ, मैं ढूंढती रही पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ, मैं सब कुछ छोड़ आई वहाँ जब मैंने देखा ग्रीनबर्ग है यहाँ। शुक्रिया।
Hello, I am Salil Chandra. I'm an engineer by profession. I did BTech from IIT Kanpur way back in 1987. My wife Meena. So, we were looking for a house for the last 1 year, and we visited many sites. And but somehow things were not clicking well. Some places location was not well, or maybe the layout of the house was not good, and the construction quality and so many things were not clicking well. Then one of my friend told me about Microtech Greenburg, which is coming up in sector 87 in Gurgaon. Sorry, 86 in Gurgaon. So we went there, and it was like a love at first sight when we saw the construction quality, the transparency of these people, whatever they told and whatever they have written in their brochure. Actually, we went and saw, and we could see everything. They took us to the sites, and we could see all the specifications of the material which we are being used, like the cement, steel, and the paints and all. And I mean, it was whatever they had told, it was matching 100%. And the layout of the house, the location, and the construction quality is amazing. And we are very happy taking a decision to take a house in Microtech. And today we feel very proud that in a year's time now we'll be shifting to our house, which will be of best quality in all respect. So I suggest you also to visit, and I think it's going to be a wonderful experience for you too. Thank you.
नमस्कार, My name is Rajiv Dandona. 2 years back, when I came from Nigeria and I was introduced to Microtech building, first time entering into the property building, so I intended to see and judge them because I was looking for a up-country and a high-quality house from where we can retire and can dwell on it. So I was introduced to Microtech by one of our friends in the same field, and the visit took us, and the way it was we were attended and the way we were showing the brochure and the specs was really impressed us, and it made us not to look for any other apartment but to book for Microtech. And I don't regret booking Microtech. First, it is a very good company with a not a cash-strapped company like other builders, and secondly, it is being built by renowned engineers, L&T, and these are the two things which made us, and maybe others also, to go for Microtech. The location is very good. It is at the upcoming New Gurgaon and connected by the Gurgaon Express, and very near to other houses also. Amenities are there. If you visit there, you will find school, Vatika, one township is already there. Marketing is there. Big Raheja and DLF malls are coming around that place. And the other thing about the very good thing about Microtech is not only the name, but they have adhered to the quality specs, they have adhered to the timelines, and the way they involve the investors there, they are very transparent. You can go and see how is the progress of the flat. One of the flat already as it is coming up, they carry guided tours of the investors there to see what for themselves only, what is the quality of specs, which type of things they are using. Even they have asked for the options for the flooring also for the flats which you have booked. We are very happy customers and recommend any other people who intend to go for the house for their own use should not miss this opportunity. Moreover, at this stage, when you see fly-by-night builders who will promise something else and you will end up something else at the end. So, and the other thing which very good thing is the communication has been very good. Whenever there is a milestone they achieve in the project, they communicate very well with photographs. They are on Facebook, they are on letterhead, they give the newsletter also. And I think I strongly recommend that we should go for renowned builders like Microtech. This is their first project in this field, and I wish them best, and many other projects will come on this, and I think strongly recommended by us. Thanks.
I'm a reservoir engineer, petroleum engineer by background, and I work in a oil MNC company in Gurgaon. And I'm also a budding author. I just published my first book. She's my wife Aparna.
Hello, I am Aparna. I am a geoscientist and researcher. And I have booked a ground floor flat in Microtech Greenburg. And I think we have booked it 2.5 years ago. And the first point that we liked this project is they have all kind of approvals to start the construction beforehand, and that was very unique in Delhi NCR because all the other real estate companies, they are first launching their projects and then they usually start their approval process, which we didn't like because we have invested in other flats in that way, and we thought that it's not a good process to handle. So we liked this property because they have already started construction, as they had all the approvals, and the construction was also unique. It was new, like the what is that?
We visited the sample flat and then we liked the layout, like the whole construction quality, and from there, and even from our point of view and even from Microtech personal, what we saw that time, it was very good, courteous behavior, and we almost, I think, finalized it within 2 or 3 days. Normally, it takes few weeks to basically decide on any investment, but because of the unique quality of the project, we decided very quickly.
And we got the whatever flat we we selected, we got that one also, because that was not initially available, but they made it available for us specially. So we are very thankful for that also. It was like a ground floor flat.
The construction space is very good, so although there has been few months delay from the current schedule given at that point of time, but I expect within 7 to 8 months it will be
Finished.
given.
And we got regular newsletters. That was also very good. And we sometimes we sent some queries and they replied it very quickly. And that's why we are very satisfied. We have visited the site couple of times, and every time the representative from Greenburg or Microtech were present there to show us, and in fact Mr. Deepak was there when last time we visited that site, and he has shown us our flat, which was in the finishing
Good so far.
So it was, the communication was very good with the Microtech site, and which was very unique compared to the other companies that we have experienced before.
जय श्री राम। मैं गुड़गांव में हीरो ऑटो में सर्विस करता हूँ। मैं यहाँ पिछले 2.5 साल से ये पूरे एरिया का जाकर घूमा फिरा सब चीज़ कर रहा हूँ। ये एक मेरे को अच्छा फ्लैट लेना। मैं सब जगह गया, देखा किसी की कंस्ट्रक्शन अच्छी नहीं है, किसी के प्लान अच्छे नहीं है, किसी के टाइम पे प्रोजेक्ट नहीं मिल रहे हैं, कोई चीज़ रोकी जा रही है। कभी डेली न्यूज़ देखते थे, कभी सोच में पड़ जाते थे कि ले तो ले किसका। तो जब मैंने देखा, जब मैं घूमते घूमते यहाँ पे आया सेक्टर 86 ग्रीनबर्ग, तो जब मैंने ये प्रोजेक्ट देखा तो देखते ही मेरा मन करा कि बस यही चीज़ है जो मुझे लेनी। इसकी कंस्ट्रक्शन काफ़ी अच्छी है और सबसे अच्छी बात है व्यवहार काफ़ी अच्छा है। जो क्लाइंट चाहता है ना वही है। जैसा मतलब कि किसी भी तरह का छुपाव नहीं है, जैसे कोई चीज़ छुपा रखी हो कि नहीं हम यही करेंगे, ये नहीं देंगे। एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि दुनिया जो और जो बिल्डर है या कोई भी चीज़ लगा लो, लेके करते हैं, दिखाते हैं तो कुछ हो रहा है और होता कुछ हो रहा है। इसमें ऐसा नहीं है। इसके अंदर क्या है कि जो चीज़ इन्होंने हमें एक्चुअल जो बताई थी ना, वही चीज़ आज तक जो टाइम टू टाइम इस टाइम कंस्ट्रक्शन प्लान में ये यहाँ तक बन जाएगा, वो चीज़ वहाँ तक बन। एक बात मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि जो यहाँ पे जब मैंने ये प्लान देखा, सब कुछ देखने के बाद मैंने डिसाइड किया कि मेरा फुल पेमेंट ही 1 टाइम करेगा। वो इसलिए करे कि इनका जो भी कंस्ट्रक्शन प्लान हो अब तक सारा इमीडिएटली होता आ रहा। तो मुझे भरोसा है कि इससे पहले टाइम से पहले ही ये हमें पोजीशन और चाबी वगैरह सब हैंड हो गई।
और आज तक भी हम किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट बिल्डर से मिलने जाते हैं तो डायरेक्ट हमें मिलने नहीं दिया जाता। यहाँ ऐसा नहीं हुआ, हमें स्पेशल बुलाया गया और यहाँ के ओनर हैं उनसे मिला, और अच्छे व्यवहार की वजह से हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा और हमने अपना पूरा एक ही बार में डाउन पेमेंट इनके भरोसे के ऊपर हमें दे दिया। और हमारा जो भी एक सपना था वो लग रहा है कि कुछ महीने में हमारा कंप्लीट हो जाएगा और हम छोटी सी फैमिली को लेकर यहाँ एक शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे अच्छे